Gator needs his gat, you punk ass.
I never said that. I never said lock her up.
Because that's what a real man is.
I told you to scare it on the restaurant.
A guy who does what needs to be done. A guy who knows how to use his dark side for good.
Today's the day we're actually going to be modifying Project Aston, and you will never guess what we're going to be doing to the car. That's right, this car is here at my place to work, Protective Film Solutions. What better place than to start with a full wrap on the car and change up the boring black on black. That's right, I love the color, but this is DDE, everyday super crazy. We gotta make this thing wild. And I got one small surprise for the boys back at home. Damon and Dave have no idea what wrap I'm doing, so I'm letting you guys in a little secret. That's right, get a little closer. We're gonna be bringing back one DDE livery to Project Aston. They don't know what I'm doing to this car, but I'm bringing back one of the OG wraps. I want you guys to comment below, which wrap is it? And don't cheat, don't go forward, stay right here. Comment below what color, what colors, or what livery am I bringing back to this car, and you'll see at the end of the video which one that is. I'm so excited to show you guys, but for now, we're gonna give you guys a little behind the scenes exclusive on what it takes to wrap your car for the team at PFS. Let's go.
Is the first thing that we do. Make sure we find any type of like dings, scratches, or paint chips.
You said just to check it in, not pick it apart. You said that the paint's bad? There's a repaint, some scratches.
Yeah.
Come on, dude, come on. What the hell? Who's this guy?
This is little Miguel.
Oh my God.
He's basically helping me out right now.
No, I'm busting this guy's balls. This is David. This guy is our quality control guy. He's behind the scenes for making sure all the cars come out of here flawless. All jokes aside, this is the process when the car comes in. Car will get washed, we do check-in photos. All the scratches that are on here will note that. If this car was getting PPF, we'd want to do a nice paint correction on the car. But because we're gonna be wrapping the car with a vinyl wrap, it's not as crucial. The first thing we're gonna do though before all this is, we are gonna change something behind the wheels over here. So for Aston Martins, these come factory with either gloss black or gloss red. So this is an upgrade from Aston Martin, but because we're gonna be doing a new livery on the car, we need a more neutral color that's gonna go with the livery color or colors, wheel color, interior, stuff like that. Looks good, bud. So we got Aston Martin Pearl Blonde, so much better. We got rid of the red. It's all gonna make sense once you guys see the wrap, I promise you that. I appreciate you. If you guys need to get your calipers done, reach out to Jason Caliper Art. Let's get to the next phase, get the car over inside, start full teardown. This is PFS. We're gonna show you guys a little bit about what we do here and what we're gonna be doing on the Aston Martin project. Over here in this main shop, we've got a lot of brand new cars here that are in the final process of either getting ceramic coating or getting PPF. So on a really nice car, like a brand new Ferrari SF90 Spider, this is spec'd out with the color that you want. So in this case, you're not gonna change the color with a vinyl wrap. You're gonna do a full body Expel PPF on it. So that's what this car got. Got a Expel Fusion ceramic coating as well. Brand new, gorgeous GT3 RS. This is spec'd to the nines. Interior is just spot on. A big Porsche client of ours. Same thing, this car got PPF and ceramic coating and it's ready to go. Brand new Range Rover. We get a lot of daily drivers in here. And then the all new Revuelto. That's right, this is a gorgeous spec. Don't know the proper name to it, but this is a big client of mine. Speaking of Revuelto, we may or may not have Damon's car coming down. This car, this is about to get a full body PPF on it. So on this side of the shop, again, ceramic coating, some PPF that gets done. We bring over to the main side. We got 6 more racks over here, 6 more PPF technicians. So a lot of these cars over here are either cars in process or maybe cars that are done, ready for pickup, such as this new Porsche 911 ST. You guys know the Porsche platform, the ST is one of those difficult cars to get right now. It's super raw, it's lightweight, and it's a little understated with no rear wing on it. So this car was already completed. Not quite the selection right now, a couple supercars. All these cars, again, are getting some level of PPF on them. The Aston Martin actually has some really beat up paint. We said from the start, we got this car for a discount because we were going to wrap it. Again, this is DD, so we have to do something a little bit crazier. Even though this car's all taped up and we showed you guys what we look for when cars are dropped off, this would never pass inspections. This would be an immediate phone call to the client saying that this is more body shop type of thing. But because we're wrapping the car, the color or livery, which you guys don't know yet, it will hide all that stuff. So let's get in the car now and bring you guys over to the wrap side, and we're gonna start doing the teardown.
We have a brand new merch drop. I love this new collection, and I know you guys will too. And thanks to today's sponsor, ShipStation, we're going to get it to you guys ASAP. Back in the day, Dave and Damon used to send out all the merch from their garage and have to deal with the logistics of shipping all by themselves. But thanks to you guys, the channel has grown a ton, and now there's no way we can handle it by ourselves. So thankfully, we have ShipStation, which makes it a breeze to get this new merch drop out to you guys, especially this holiday season. Effortlessly scale your business with ShipStation. It has some smart features and automations that boost efficiency and bring down costs. Lead your business into the future with technologies designed to save you time, headaches, and extra costs. It's the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers. Access discounts up to 89% off USPS, UPS, and DHL Express. Seamlessly integrate, manage orders, access services, and selling channels you already use on an easy dashboard. And deliver a better customer experience with industry-leading features that help you find the best carrier rates, print labels, and make customer service a breeze. Over 130,000 companies have grown their e-commerce businesses. 98% of companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life. Scale your e-commerce business with shipping software that delivers. Go to shipstation.com/DDE to sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's shipstation.com/DDE. That's shipstation.com/DDE.
All right, so first part of wrapping the car, we need to get it prepped. So the car is over here with Ralphie and Axel. They're our teardown crew. These are the guys who will disassemble the car, reassemble it for all things that's PFS related. Some of the stuff that Ralphie's actually fixed over the years is some of Damon's projects after he's destroyed them out in the street, the track, the burn yard, whatever it is. So shout out to this guy. He's been putting in the extra work on some of those projects. But talking about Project Aston now, this car is gonna get a full wrap. So it's gonna be completely disassembled. Now on some cars, you need to do a full disassembly depending on the color you're starting with and the color that you're going to. One of the reasons why we always talk about doing black cars on DDE is because it's the easiest car to wrap. A lot of the things like the tuck panels where you drop in the bumper to the fenders, areas like the gills on the side, the hood, the gas cap. The biggest thing is the door jambs. When you open the doors, if you've got a yellow car and you're wrapping it pink, obviously you're not gonna like that. With whatever color or colors we are wrapping the car today, at least starting with a black paint job, it's gonna be a lot easier. Next thing we're gonna be talking about is the aero, because this car is a little boring to look at. I'm very aware, guys. The car is going to get lowered. It's going to get wider wheels and tires, but also we're going to be going after that like GT3, GT4 look. So we'll talk about that soon. But for now, let's disassemble this car. So the Aston Martin is torn down right now and it's ready for its new look. So it's time to unveil the color that we chose for the DD Aston Martin. This is gonna be the one, the best thing the guys never saw coming. We've decided to wrap this car in carbon fiber vinyl. And I'm actually starting the wrap right now myself. I'm gonna wrap the hood and show you guys what it takes to do a full carbon fiber Aston Martin. Comment below if that's what you want to see on this car. I think carbon fiber vinyl wrap would look really good on it. So let's start with the hood. So you can see the weave just lines up perfectly with how we want it to look. I'm not wrapping the car in fake carbon fiber. Come on, guys. I'm gonna fill you guys in on which livery we chose. So let's go over to my office. All right, guys, so now is the time. We're gonna go over the livery of choice that we're bringing back, the OG DD wrap, and we have a little bit of a story to get into. So I've been following the DD channel for quite some time now. Prior to PFS, I had worked for the bank, so I wore the suit and tie every day, but I was a big car guy and I went to a lot of events, McLaren Newport Beach events on the weekends with my brother and my buddies. But watching the DD channel back then when Damon was, I think, sub 100,000 subscribers, I was really into the content, and the way he's built that platform has just been insane. And now to be a part of it is even more surreal. So I wanted to do something different with the livery. I wasn't gonna stick to just doing a solid color. For this being my first daily driven exotics build, I want to kind of pay homage to the boys, kind of show my respect for when I first started watching the channel. So going back to 2016, I actually went up to the start of Fuel Run. PFS had posted something on their stories looking for some volunteers to show up and install some graphics on the car. I do not do installs. I don't know what I'm doing with vinyl, but it was just my way of being around the car scene. I figured get my foot in the door of just being around, touching the cars, meeting the people up close and personal. So I showed up here in this room. Actually, this is the old lobby from when I first started, and we drove up to Santa Monica and went to the start fuel run to Monterey. And at that time, Damon was out there with his car that was very, very infamous, and I still have that photo on my phone. So again, choosing this livery was something that had to have more reason versus just, you know, a cool color or something that was just Aston Martin related. I figured, let's go wild with this. Let's bring something back, an OG livery from the DD days. And here's the photo right now I'm going to show you from August 17th, 2016. This is when I saw the DD 458 Tire Slayer in person, and this is the full prototype camo livery. Absolutely obsessed with this car. Seeing this car in person with the mods that he had on it, had a wide body over fenders, it had full suspension, it had the Ferrari Challenge wing, straight pipe exhaust. He had a race seat in the car, and that car and those videos at the time were just absolutely iconic. So I have right up on here, this is when he first unveiled the livery. Again, 2016. This is a very young Damon, and that was a very epic build. He did a very good job documenting that build on the channel. If you haven't seen it before, if you're a newer subscriber, I definitely recommend going back and watching that build, because that, I think, is what to me started it all. Everyone has their journey of where they started following DDE, whether it was this car, whether it was even before with the Gallardo. Some people would argue that's the first car, but this one for me is the most iconic one. Comment below which DD car is the most iconic to you when you first started watching the channel. But for today, we are using this livery, the OG prototype camo on the Aston Martin. Let's go. Seen it?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. We're gonna see it right now together.
The rock's all done. Let's see this thing. Oh, dude,
There you go.
that looks so sick.
And I think you got like 10 horsepower. Just with
Dang, that's nuts.
There we go. We got something going on.
Dennis, my man, completely different. No more boring black?
No, it's definitely not boring black. No, I'm gonna do the same on mine now. Is that okay?
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah, wall rock
That's
it.
good. I like it. Yeah, no, that's freaking sick.
This is the OG days. What do you guys think?
Sick.
Dude, that is nuts.
Looks crazy, man.
No more solid color.
Very loud. No more, man.
Mia's doing a solid color. She's going boring.
Yeah.
I mean, George, you can.
Shine black.
Well, those are tech for her.
No.
Oh, no. Okay. No.
Go do it though.
Dude, this is nuts. Should we FaceTime them? Yeah? Yeah, they're down there for Dave's wedding. They haven't seen this. And like I said, we pulled this together. They know we were going to wrap the car this week, but they have no idea what livery we're doing. So for all I know, he could be pissed. What if he was going to hold out for the 458 wrap and bring it back? Yo.
What's up, man?
What's up? You working out?
No, I actually just came from the pool.
Hey!
And this guy.
How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good to see you. Yeah.
It's a full reunion just without me, huh?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
The three amigos, we're all here.
Yeah, you were invited.
Like,
Wow.
like literally, we're in Mexico. We're three amigos.
Man, that hoodie throws me back to car week, man.
I know, right? Look at the disrespect on it, too. Just got all black from working on the car. You know, I told the audience already, you guys have no idea what wrap I'm doing. Or I don't even know, did you know I was wrapping the car this week?
No, I didn't know. What was that, Dave? Oh, Dave says he doesn't care.
Well,
I'm real excited, Jason.
My God.
Dave's like, I can't control myself. So you decide to FaceTime us and reveal your wrap in the middle of my wedding?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, look, I'm like, hey,
the
look,
disrespect, absolutely. I wasn't invited, so I'm going to interrupt your wedding right now.
All right, Jason, get the point here.
All right, so
What'd you do?
I know you guys were going to wrap Mia's car in a solid color. I wanted to,
lying to you the whole
no, I know you are. And
We could be lying to him all the time.
I couldn't do something boring, and I figured because this is my first DDE car, I want to do something that was iconic. So actually,
PPF.
no. So I actually brought back one of your wraps, Damon.
Oh, which one? You guys have literally probably wrapped between all my cars. I would say like close to 30.
So if you were to guess, which livery do you think I brought back?
Which livery? Camo's been a lot of them. Yeah. We've done a lot of camo wraps.
What wasn't the 458?
I know. The prototype livery. So there's the prototype livery. There's camo. There was obviously the larger variation, which we also do with orange. Watch him show us, and it's like not a wrap I've ever done. It's just something.
So here's, so ready?
Yeah.
I'll show you the car right now.
Okay. Did you really?
Ta-da!
Did you wrap it that
Are you ready? Hey, drop it, drop it.
Oh, that's sick!
So cool.
The F12 is almost ready to hit the dyno. We made a lot of progress. We have basically everything ready to go except for one thing, and it's an important thing, and that is the power steering pump. This car does not have power steering right now. The power steering pump is very special, and I can't just go out and buy one. They're out of stock. So I know where one is, and that is on Dave's 599. This is the power steering pump. It actually comes on a Mercedes from the factory, and that's what this one is. But the one we need is a modified racing version. Only way to get that is from ZF Motorsport, but they don't have any in stock. So we have them on the 599s, and luckily Dave's car should be ready finally for pickup. So if we go over there and grab that, I can steal the pump off of it, put it into this car, because priorities. The F12 is the priority. That's what we need to get running. I'm not gonna do Dave dirty. I'm not just gonna tear his car apart and leave it stranded, sitting here in the shop not running again, because it's been down for a while. I am going to put the stock power steering pump back in it. The one that was in the car was dead, but this pump will not work on the F12. The pump that's in Dave's car will work on the F12. So we got to do a little bit of robbing that car to get the parts we need, but like I said, priorities. All right, so we're gonna head over to Hector's shop and pick up the 599, and hopefully it's all good and it's working properly, because the transmission has been completely rebuilt. So I hope there's no issues. I don't want to get stuck with that car in traffic somewhere with a dead gearbox. That's gonna suck. Let's go over here and jump in something real stealthy so we can just cruise over. Nobody will even see us coming. Mellow. The Bentley. You know, I kind of miss the 599s. They are actually a lot of fun to drive. It's unfortunate that they're kind of fragile and they break so easily. Well, not really easily. We abuse them a lot. But if they had bulletproof transmissions and axles and drivetrains, the engine obviously is solid. They'd be awesome. But it will be good to get them back and hear that V12 scream. I think we got a problem. We got multiple problems. We got no mirrors on this thing.
No plate. You can look over the shoulder.
Look over the shoulder. What happened to the mirrors?
Oh, I know they got swapped, but I don't know where the other ones are.
It doesn't sound like a swap happened. It sounds like,
It sounds like they got stolen.
Theft happened. It doesn't have a plate either. No.
I forgot about that. Nothing?
Not even a Euro plate. It's got nothing. No Canadian plate, no US plate, no Euro plate, and it's bright gold. I don't want to drive this thing with no plate and no mirrors and a gold wrap. Like, that's just asking to get pulled over.
Yeah,
and at least it's quiet, right?
No. Not even close.
Dude, I don't want that ticket. I don't want to have to explain to Dave why his car got impounded. Also, it's really bright over here, that gold.
It's burning me.
It's like,
Yeah, it's everything.
yeah. I didn't know that it didn't have any mirrors or a license plate.
They took the mirrors and then we put the carbon ones here, and then all of a sudden they took the carbon ones back off, and then
And never brought the other ones back.
we never got the other mirrors back. Yeah.
Got it. Lost. They're lost somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man, that's not good. That's not good.
Oh, we'll have to figure out where they got left.
Do you guys want to at least drive it?
Sure. Yeah.
I need some fuel, but at least you can rip it.
It's Dave's car. Like, Dave's cars always need fuel. By the way, the Bentley, also empty on gas. We jumped in and started driving. I think we have like 20-something miles left before we run out of gas. So it's typical Dave car. All right, well, I'm just gonna drive this thing up and down the street real quick and just make sure that the gearbox feels like it's all good to go, because that way we either get a tow truck, we bring it back, or we find the mirrors and the license plate and we drive the car back. But either way, I just want to verify. I know Hector drove it, but I've driven this car a lot more than he has, so I want to make sure that it all feels good, and then I can tell Dave, yes, transmission is good to go. So let me jump in this thing and make some noise. Check that out and see what's going on there. Everything else feels okay, but a bit notchy, so I think the linkage just needs to be adjusted. Hopefully that's all that it is. It doesn't go into 6th gear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like not at all. It's hard to get in 5th.
I know that linkage is pretty like finicky. You gotta get it like.
That's what I figured. They're probably gonna have to readjust it because. I mean, I know that it's a super fine adjustment to get it right.
Yep.
And having the transmission out of the car, it probably got slightly tweaked.
Well, you have to basically disassemble that linkage to take the transmission.
Oh, you do,
out.
right? To get it out of that. Okay.
So it's all probably unadjusted now.
Yep. So they're gonna have to mess with that a little bit more. So we're not picking up the car today. We're not gonna get a tow truck, and it's not going back to DDE today. And we can't take the power steering pump out of the car because then they wouldn't be able to test drive it to make sure that everything is good. We should just go over the Yoast now and check on the Squadra too, because I think that thing might be done.
Yeah.
So maybe while we're down here, we can pick up that car and make something out of this trip.
I hope so.
We'll see.
It's not looking good.
I'm pretty bummed that we couldn't take that car home today, and really for one reason, and that's the reason that I want to pull that power steering pump out of there and get the F12 finished up. So that puts us back a few days. There's a couple other things that I can finish up on the F12, and the dyno isn't until next week, so we still may be able to make it all happen. The real issue is that I won't really have much time to test everything out, because I wanted to drive around the block a little bit and just test everything out before we go straight to the dyno and just have all these parts that are just bolted on and not tested. So we'll see how it goes, but nothing else we can really do right now.
How's it going? How's it going? So we replaced the thermostat, bled the system, and still same problem.
Always a pain. Like, Tim spent a bunch of time trying to figure it out, and then it looked like a thermostat, but it's not. So yeah, it's not a head gasket. You did a head gasket leak test. Dave was driving hard when he said it overheated, so I wonder how hot it actually got. Yeah, and Dave's completely disconnected from this whole conversation. So he hasn't told us, like, how hot did it get and what did it do? Was it boiling water out of the cap or what?
I have a cap too. We put a no good cap on it also.
Yeah. These cars break sometimes. Sometimes there's issues. Sometimes you think you have an issue and there isn't an issue, which could be the case here. But either way, we're not taking it home today.
It's cracking. What's going on, man? What's up, Big Daddy? What's up?
How you doing?
I forgot to bring the liners.
The liner?
Yeah.
The wheel liners.
The hardware? I got the hardware. I got the hardware.
Jim said, make sure you don't forget, and then he forgot.
And then you forgot.
Yeah. Don't forget. I'm not going to forget. No, you forget. I forgot.
I did my job.
So we'll toss this in.
Yep.
Just see where the gauge is at.
Yeah. Yeah, because basically the gauge is receiving the signal and it could be wigging out a little bit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't start or use the car with this in it because it has a mobilizer in it. So.
Oh, it's built into the cluster.
Yeah, so it won't start. Yeah, but if we get it up to operating temp and just unplug it, plug this one in.
Yeah, turn the ignition on and you should have it. Okay.
Yeah, it won't do anything other than we'll get readings on the gauges. So, thinking this is the problem. When you run the test, it's at 87%, and honestly, even at max speed, it's at 87%. Yeah. And I tested with the other car too, so that's all normal.
Yeah. Airflow across it is the right amount of airflow.
Well, the airflow is an issue because of the aftermarket stuff. But since it's been on the car for so long, and Dave says that it's never done that before, we're kind of ruling that out. But I plugged it in, the gauge didn't move, so it seems like it does need to be programmed.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just like a different year or something, then they have a different program in it, or?
Well, they come basically blank. It's like a blank ECU. So you program it to the country, you program the mileage in it, you program if it's 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive,
and this is a Canadian car, and that probably came out of a US car. Yeah. All the variants.
Do we tell them that it's good? Because, I mean, honestly, like everything on the scan tool says that it's good.
Yeah. He said it happened when he was driving up to Big Bear and he was doing some spirited driving. So we have altitude and a lot of throttle usage. So driving around and sitting in traffic and cruising around, it might be totally fine. But being driven harder, that might be when the issue happens. And I know you don't want to drive this car around like that, and I don't want to drive this car around like that.
I'll drive it like that.
Yeah. It's just hard to recreate that situation and be sure of it.
Yeah. So, but a comparable car reading at 103C will read dead center on the gauge, which is 90. But this car, even at 93, the gauge is creeping up.
Yeah.
So at 100, it's probably getting really close to a red.
Yeah. That's interesting. So I guess we just have to find out from Dave, like, what actually happened. Did it get so hot that it started boiling water out of the cap? And then we know, okay, it really did overheat, like 100%. Or was it just the gauge was off, he saw it, he thought it was hot because of that, and then he called the tow truck.
You know, we could also connect just a generic OBD reader to it and go to the generic data and read engine coolant temp and have them drive the car. Yeah. And if he sees it going into the red, we can look at the gauge or look at the OBD reader and see what it's doing.
Yeah, see if it's actually hot or if it's just showing it's hot.
Isn't that one of those situations where no news is good news? It's just no news is no news.
No news, and we'll try some more things, I guess.
Yeah.
Cars, man. It's always something.
Maybe we'll shotgun a cluster at it. I think they're 10 grand or something.
Okay, well, strike number 2. So something is going on. We can't tell if the car is actually overheating or if it's just a gauge or sending unit issue and it's just showing that it's hot. So they're gonna dive into it some more and try to figure it out. It's just one of those issues that are just a pain to try to diagnose. I guess we'll hop in Dave's one running car that's almost empty on fuel and see if we can make it back without putting any fuel in it. So when Dave gets back, the first thing he gets to do is put fuel in his own car. Well, that was an extremely unsuccessful trip. 2 cars, they're both still broken. We made it back with a Bentley though. It didn't run out of gas. So it's kind of the silver lining, I guess, in all this. This car still runs. Dave's still got 1 car left. But unfortunately, the F12, well, let's go look at the F12 because it is basically ready to go to the dyno, like I said, but the power steering pump is not gonna work. The one that's in the car actually won't even work properly because it runs off of 3 wires. It's got a different signal to it completely than the race pump. The race pump works off of a single wire. You send power to it and it runs full speed the whole time. It's good to go. So we can't even power it up and make it work, kind of. We got nothing. And that means I can't check the steering rack for leaks. I can't check any of the new hoses that I actually haven't even made yet because I wanted to put the actual pump in there and then make the hoses. So I'll probably just end up making the hoses, getting them all ready so everything is ready to go. And hopefully we'll get the 599 back here in the next couple of days. We'll be able to pull those parts off of it and finish this thing up because This thing is an absolute monster, and it's going on the dyno next week. We are going to dyno this thing. We're gonna shoot for 1,500 horsepower. If it makes more, it makes more. We don't know. I hope it makes 1,500 horsepower, because that's what we spec everything out on this car for. The engine build, the pistons, the rods, the head porting, all of that work that D-Sport did to the internals, the EFR turbos, the absolutely insane, beautiful matte sweetened intake manifold, the exhaust, the injectors, all this stuff was picked out piece by piece so that this beast would make 1,500 horsepower at the wheel. I hope we achieve that, but you guys stay tuned for that. You will not want to miss that. That is going to be an absolutely insane video. We'll be able to hear this thing under load for the first time ever. See what kind of torque this thing makes too. I mean, I'm imagining that this big V12 with the twin turbos is going to make some serious torque, but I don't know what it's going to be. Is it going to be 1,200 foot-pounds, 1,300 foot-pounds? Is it going to be 1,000? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Hopefully the drivetrain all holds it together, because I've run this gearbox to 1,150-ish wheel horsepower, but not to 1,500 horsepower. I don't think anybody has run one of these gearboxes to 1,500 horsepower. So there's a first for everything, and we're going to be the first. We're going to test all this stuff out and see what happens.